I will be brutally honest. Ain't nothing but being brutally honest. Coming at you with another video.
What is up, everybody? What is up? Let's welcome my guy, Seattle fan, or should I say legend, Samdogg The Infamous 253 is in the building.
How's it going, everybody? CG, thank you for having me on once again, man. Just another Seahawks versus 49ers matchup this time. First of all, let's go ahead and let's wish everyone out there first a very happy Thanksgiving. Y'all enjoy it. Be safe. Enjoy your times with your family. Enjoy eating that turkey with whatever you guys like on it. Usually I take Frank's hot sauce on mine, which I love putting that on my turkey. So I'm going to be the first for me and CG to wish everyone out there a very happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and happy Thanksgiving to those who are spending with their loved ones, and especially all the family members, everybody around. So it's all good to see, man. It's good to hear from you, man.
Yeah, sorry it's been a while, man, but lots of craziness going on. I mean, we've had some craziness with our teams, of course. My team now pretty much most likely staring 6-8 in the eye with how bad things have gone with the injuries we've had to our offensive linemen, and then just losing Kenneth Walker III last week in LA to that oblique strain, which looks to be pretty legit and could cost him like 4 to 6 weeks, pretty much, maybe most likely ending the season with him though. But
Ooh.
yeah.
So the oblique injury, for what I'm looking at, Kenneth Walker, is it just worse as expected, or what?
Yeah, that's what Pete was saying, and this could at least be like 4 or 6 weeks. And then, of course, we lost our special team guy and rookie Jarek Reed to a torn ACL, so that's a big loss for our special teams too, and he's out for the year too. And plus, we still don't know if we'll be getting Abe Lucas back to the offensive line. Not that I don't think it'll matter what the BC guys got up on your front seven with, with Hargrave, Bosa, and now Chase Young. And
we got some guys eating the quarterbacks, but like you said, it probably won't matter with Abe Lucas. But hey, I guess we got a Dolphins fan. Welcome you on board, man. But yeah, it's gonna be a good matchup. I mean, Seattle. I didn't want to sound harsh on you guys, but I just had a feeling the Rams were going to beat you guys for some reason.
Yeah, I had that bad feeling too because of the fact that McVay has our number. He's been having our number ever since he's jumped onto the Rams. He's 10-5 all time against Pete Carroll, so that's another concern too. And Aaron Donald, obviously, I really thought Donald really should have been flagged for a roughing the passer calling that hit on Geno, but but the big mistake was putting Phil Haynes one-on-one on Aaron Donald. That's why he was able to bust through. You always got to double team Aaron Donald too. So yeah, Geno's, and we don't even know if Geno's even going to play because I don't think he even practiced yesterday. I know that Pete's saying that he could possibly play, but if he's not in there, then you guys are pretty much going to run away with it, and you're probably going to eat the turkey on our 50-yard line. I have a feeling if we lose this game, you guys are probably going to do what we did on your guys' field back in 2014 just to get even on that.
Yeah, I don't want to sound harsh on it, but to make it even better is to have Richard into that sideline with us.
Oh yeah,
that would just be but then again, I don't want to sound harsh. I want to be respectful. You're my guy.
Oh yeah.
But despite how we play, bro, you guys have had our number for many years. So I'm not taking nothing away from your guys' success. I mean, it's just a young team. I like what you guys got on your defense. You look at Witherspoon, he's kind of an up-and-coming cornerback I like. Trey Brown, I like from Oklahoma. He's a baller.
Oh, you were talking about Trey.
Yeah. Trey Brown, he's a good baller player. I like him.
Yeah, I really like Witherspoon. I was, if you probably remember from seeing my post, I was in the end zone when Witherspoon took it back for the pick six in New York because I went to that game in New York this year.
Oh, you were out there, like, dude. One thing about you is you're in the East Coast, you're everywhere else, but you're nowhere near the Central Valley, man. We gotta kick it someday, bro.
I know. We gotta go down there. We gotta go into San Francisco. We gotta see the spot where Candlestick used to stand, obviously, and then go by Kezar, which is a high school stadium now. Bro.
I know. I'm just busting your balls a little, bro. But I know you have a good time traveling, man. So that's good. I mean, you were down Vancouver too, huh? That's like another San Francisco, huh?
Up north, remember, north of the border.
Oh, here's a good question by my guy Grandizer. Question is special because Samdogg. Which three Seahawks have impressed you the most? Hey, that's a good question.
Which three rookies? Number one has been Devin Witherspoon for sure. Witherspoon has been killing it so far. That's about the only one I could really think of that's really been impressing me. Jarek Reed has looked good on special teams, but we just lost him for the year. So, other rookies impressing me? Oh, yeah, Zach Charbonnet, the second running back, who was making a good the guy we got out of UCLA. I really like what Zach Charbonnet brings. He kind of reminds me of Chris Carson back when he is in his prime without the injuries. Before all the injuries, because he's a physical runner, especially the run. The run that impressed me so far for Charbonnet was the one in our matchup against Carolina where he just trucked Sam Franklin Jr. at the 1 yard line.
Yeah, and speaking of some of your draft picks, Cameron Young was the guy you guys drafted in the 4th round too. How's he doing, bro? Has he been on the rotation or he hasn't been active this season?
I haven't really been paying much attention to him. I've seen him before in pre-games at the tunnel. Like, I've talked with him before, but haven't really seen a whole lot of him. I've talked with Derek Hall. I'm really hoping, ever since Nwosu went down, I was hoping Derek Hall would get more of a chance out there to make a name for himself too. I've been pumping Derek Hall up by the tunnel too. And then, so 3 rookies. So definitely number one. The top 2 that have been impressing me so far have been Witherspoon and Charbonnet.
And then you just said the guy that's on IR now since he was your good special teamers.
Yeah, Jarek Reed, he tore his ACL.
Well, that sucks. But as far as like when we look at rookies who stand out now that we lost Hufanga for this season, that's gonna suck. But now I get a chance to see more of Jair Brown. So I guess Jair Brown, when the season's over, maybe I'll be able to put him up there. Let's see. Jake Moody, I don't know, man. I just don't have no respect for kickers, man. It's just, why you draft a kicker so high? It's just, I'm not a big fan of drafting kickers. The Raiders were dumb for drafting Seabass, bro. They could have just waited until other rounds, but you can always get a kicker later.
Yeah, kickers, you always got to wait super late, or you can pick them up undrafted. I mean, take Adam Vinatieri, for example, when he got picked up undrafted by the Patriots and how much that turned out. And look what he did in his career. He became the NFL's all-time leading scorer. He's going to
Justin Tucker went undrafted, and he's one of the best kickers. Yeah.
Justin Tucker was undrafted?
Yeah. He was undrafted from Texas with the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, I'm just not a big fan of drafting kickers. It's just I'm not. Like, if you're going to get a kicker, I can understand 4th or 5th round, but anywhere else, stay away from that area. I mean, 3rd round, no. But since we're talking matchups, since you're saying that, since you said something about your offensive line and potentially Geno not playing, so the status says that Geno might play. What's the percentage chance of him playing?
That's what I'm trying to still figure out. Maybe I would put it maybe 75%, maybe, or maybe this might be a 50-50 for.
So game time decision, would it be okay? So that's a 50-50 then. So
it's really on Coach Carroll, depending on how Geno's looking in practice. That I think Coach Carroll will probably have the final say whether or not he plays. And like I said, losing Kenneth Walker was one of the biggest blows to the offense because obviously he brings it really on the run where he can really just cut it up and just go for a big chunky yards. And then Charbonnet being physical, he's really going to get now a lot more of the carries now with him being out, and DJ Dallas and Kenny McIntosh. We might start seeing some Kenny McIntosh this week too. I'm anxious to see what he can do. He's a rookie that we drafted out of Georgia. I'm anxious to see what Kenneth Walker can do.
Them Georgia running backs, I don't know. They've been pretty solid, but I heard about that kid that you guys drafted.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and then Grandizer said, like Brendan Nelson, Seahawks Brendan Nelson said, yeah, we do lead the league in penalties. I was just hanging out with Brendan Nelson at our viewing party when we lost to the Rams in that heartbreaker too. So
yeah, those penalties can be a killer, man. I don't know what is it with your defense. They're trying to get too physical, especially your rookie Witherspoon. He's been getting caught up with penalties too.
Yeah, and then another elephant I would say for the Seahawks wise is our red zone offense. Our offense is not being able to put up as many touchdowns as we are hoping to be putting up, especially in the red zone. That's my biggest elephant is not scoring touchdowns on offense.
Man, dude, what is it with the opposing teams we're facing, bro? Like we face the teams that struggle in the red zone. Like Dallas Cowboys, for example, they were the third worst in the red zone, and we just blew the brakes out of them. Tampa Bay, I guess, on their defense, they have a good red zone defense, but their offense was inconsistent. But Seattle, when healthy, they've always been very good. It's just we've always questioned their defense. But I think this year's defense, from the looks of it, you guys are ranked 21st against the run. Like, what's going on? Like, I thought getting Leonard Williams would help you stop the run a little better.
Yeah, that trade is starting to now look a little bit bad than what it is. I'm not a fan. I was not a fan of giving up a second round pick. I'm hoping that he can start getting it going. I know he had a sack on Sam Howell in the Washington game. So as long as we can get pressure with him, I'm really hoping that he can really get it going with us. But I'm not really so sure right now. I'll definitely be keeping my eyes open when I go to the game tomorrow to see what he can do. But you guys are going to have Trent Williams. You guys got all your dogs, and you guys still dominate the line of scrimmage, which is why
the trenches.
I don't really have. If you dominate up the line of scrimmage on the trenches, it all starts up front. Then you guys are going places, and that's why I don't really have a high confidence in my team right now with what's going on with us because we are not dominating the trenches. We're getting ran all over. I mean, Bobby Wagner's been one of the only bright spots for the guys that we brought back, and then losing Uchenna Nwosu was a big blow to us early in the season, losing him for the year.
Yeah, he was good, and then you got Frank Clark now.
And Frank Clark has pretty much shown he's pretty much near the end of his career.
Man, I thought getting him would actually help you guys a little more, but I guess not. So,
yeah.
I mean, your secondaries are showing a little promising. I mean, then you look at the rest of the guys. I mean, Diggs, when he's on point, he's on point. But
yeah,
a lot of your guys are just like a lot of younger guys. Like a lot of the penalties just come into like you guys trying to go back to that Legion of Boom type of mentality. But
yeah,
I mean,
it's really. I feel like Witherspoon has definitely been bringing it, especially the hits he has been putting on guys. I've really been a big fan. Witherspoon definitely got me sold on him especially when I got to see his masterpiece in New York. That was a masterpiece. And I remember when you got Troy Aikman raving about you when you're a rookie, that's saying things. I remember Troy Aikman kind of gave him a comparison to Deion Sanders.
Well, the way he played, I think he had multiple sacks too, and
two sacks and a pick six.
Damn, that had to be something. You were over there too, so it's
and not to mention the rest of our defense put up 11 sacks on the Giants that game too.
Dude, that was the worst day by far because the previous week we only had a few sacks and what was that, bro? It just didn't make sense.
I think it's because the Giants just really suck. That's just what it really
is. That's what it was, bro. Like the following day they were looking decent on us, but then they just struggled, but they couldn't even give us those type of sacks. Like, dude, you guys were just feasting all day with them.
Yeah, I remember that you had played them on Thursday Night Football the week prior, and we had got them on Monday night, which I was also at the Sunday night game the night before that when I went to that Chiefs versus Jets game, and I saw the Pacheco touchdown on the little stream that I did just for fun for a little bit. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Witherspoon might make a strong case because he's making plays, but you know what matchup I'm kind of looking more forward to as far as like matchup? I'm kind of intrigued how we're going to match up against your wide receivers. Since we're talking trenches, I know you saying that it may not be a good matchup for you guys, but how is your offensive lineman holding up for this injury update? You just I've heard that some of your starters may come back or miss a few guys.
We might get Lucas back. I'm just been curious about when we're going to get Lucas back. But like I said, that pass rush of yours might make it a long day. But the receivers, Tyler Lockett has still been balling out. DK Metcalf, Geno needs to start throwing the ball more to Metcalf. When you throw the ball more to Metcalf, once you get him in stride, he just gets it going and going and going, especially when you run him on slants. So
Yeah, you guys got to throw in those quick passes, or else this could be a long day. Because in order for you guys to have a chance, you guys got to throw in those quick passes. But
exactly, that's another thing, and that's why I'm kind of anxious about when the upcoming draft comes about drafting a quarterback. I don't know if Michael Penix's going to fall for us, but another quarterback in case that if he does fall to us, or even if he doesn't, I'm kind of eyeing that kid from Oregon, Bo Nix. He's been looking great.
Bo Nix, man, I've heard of that kid. The kid from that was coming out of Auburn. He's kind of, I don't know. It's something about them Oregon quarterbacks. They just seem like hype a little bit.
Yeah,
Herbert
maybe.
is good too, but I think with Bo Nix, he seems raw. Maybe he might fit with you guys.
We'll see. I mean, we got a unique coaching style. I mean, I don't know if we'll move on for certain guys. Another thing that Seahawks fans have been really mad about lately is the play calling from Shane Waldron. Waldron has also not been making the best plays, our offensive coordinator. And
I mean, look at what's going on. Some coordinators are getting fired. So it's like you see Matt Canada fired. You see my boy Ken Dorsey got fired. Damn Josh Allen.
Yeah, I remember seeing how happy Yinzer Mac was when Canada got fired.
Yeah, he was talking about like an early gift. Dude, plenty of Steeler fans have been telling me this stuff. Like some of them are saying they got to get rid of Matt Canada. He's got to go.
Yeah.
Like, Abe Lucas. Yeah, I've heard of him. Hey, think the injuries. Like, okay, so as far as your injury updates, what's going on with the Seattle's reports? Like, any players that you expect to play or at least expected out?
Well, Jamal was out last week. I feel like I'm hoping we really get Jamal Adams back this week. But all right,
I've heard reports that he should be expected to play.
All right, let's see the injury report. So our Week 12 injury report for us so far is saying that all right, let's see right here. I pulled it up on my phone. So defensive back Jamal Adams, Trey Brown, Kobe Bryant were listed as limited participants on Monday, but were full participants for Tuesday's walkthrough. Adams missed the most recent game, but is in good shape to make it back in time for Thursday, barring any setbacks. Tackle Abraham Lucas was a full participant for each of the past 2 days, which is a positive sign that he is inching closer towards his return. Yeah. And obviously, I know you got the same 49ers guard Aaron Banks was limited participant on Tuesday afternoon after being held out on Monday due to the toe injury and standoff.
Yeah, it looks like he might play.
And Hargrave had limited participation because of a thumb injury, but I wouldn't be surprised if he played. Obviously, no Kenneth Walker, no Derekion, no.
The only one that's ruled out.
And Metcalf didn't practice with a toe injury, so I don't know. Obviously, Geno Smith with the right elbow, Reek Wolin with the shoulder. So Geno and Tariq had limited practice. Full participation, Jake Bobo with a shoulder, which I really would like to see. I really like this kid. Oh yeah, I forgot another rookie I like, Jake Bobo. That's right.
Is he drafted or undrafted?
He was the undrafted guy that really got me hyped. I really like Jake Bobo. That's the other standout rookie.
That's a funny name.
Yeah.
Is he the kid from UCLA, right?
UCLA/Duke, yeah. Jake Bobo, to answer that guy's question, yes, Jake Bobo is another rookie I've really been hyped on this year, too.
Yeah, Jake Bobo. It just sounds like a funny name. I thought for first it sounded like a hobo name.
I kind of feel like I'm rusty. I don't know why I'm slipping on certain things lately on my channel, but I'll try to get it perfect. I'll do the best I can, but
yeah, it's all good, bro. I've been taking a little bit of a break myself, too, so it's like... Yeah. Since we're looking at injury updates, like the only player that I see kind of ruled out is Spencer Burford. He ain't gonna play, but if Burford doesn't play, which I believe he won't, I expect John Feliciano to play the other side now, since he played pretty solid for Aaron Banks. I'm hearing that Aaron Banks is more than likely gonna play.
Yeah, obviously. So his full participation for us was Bobo, Lockett, Adams, Trey Brown, Kobe Bryant, Anthony Bradford, DJ Dallas, Colby Parkinson, and Abraham Lucas had full participation in practice. So Spencer Burford just peered up on it. This is the Seahawks.com thing that I was on for looking at the injury report going into this Thanksgiving matchup. So
what is Jake Bobo, like a reserve receiver or a tight end? What is he?
He's a wide receiver. I really wish
wide receiver, huh?
I would love to see him get more reps. I don't get why we're hardly throwing him the ball. I mean, he made arguably the catch of the year against the Arizona Cardinals, where he barely, if you look at the highlight of his touchdown against the Cardinals, he just caught it with one hand and still barely kept the toe in bounds. That kid has been an incredible stud, man. He's been awesome.
Yeah. He seems like another intriguing guy I'm hearing because I've heard of his name a little bit when it came to the red zone and stuff like that. So
it's just crazy when it's like we somehow end up finding some undrafted gem, and so far this year's been the Jake Bobo year for him to be the undrafted gem. It's like for some strange reason Pete and John have a way with finding a certain undrafted player, and he just somehow makes it and just shows out. And so far it's been Bobo. Yeah. I want him getting more action, in my opinion, man. I want to see Bobo get some more action.
Well, he's probably going to get more of his opportunities down the stretch, but
I really think going up against you guys, I think that would be a good test for him, to really see what we can get going with him. I really would like to see him get some action against the Niners.
Well, they're probably going to have to use him in some situations, but we got a lot of these guys coming in, so you guys should try. Like, I think for Geno Smith, like you said, he might play. So if he were a smart guy, he'd probably want to test Jair Brown, but Jair Brown's kind of been okay.
Yeah, and that's why I'm waiting to see find out if because Geno came back in, toughing it out through the injury, and gave us an opportunity to win that game against the Rams, but Jason Myers just couldn't get it to go in.
Yeah, you better pray that we put Oliver out there because he's not that good. I don't know why they put him out there sometimes.
Like I said, my biggest concern is going to be getting rid of that ball fast and facing that pass rush with Hargrave and freaking Chase Young.
Yeah, I think what can be a mismatch for you is Lockett. Not Lockett. I think Thomas versus Lockett would probably be a mismatch because I think Lockett's going to pretty much toast this guy.
Lockett's always been good at getting open, but the problem's going to be how long Geno holds on to the ball if he plays. He needs to be able to get rid of that ball fast, especially the offensive linemen. We've had a lot of makeshift offensive lines because of the injuries that we had, even having to bring up tight ends to block too. And I've been wanting to see more tight ends getting action too, like Disley. Disley had a costly drop though in the last game, but get Noah Fant catching and get Disley catching balls. We haven't even thrown a touchdown to a single tight end yet this year.
Yeah, and that's probably going to be where you guys might get your opportunities at. Whatever happens with your tight ends. But, Noah Fant, I thought that guy would have paid dividends, but he hasn't been really much of a factor to you guys. Will Disley, when healthy, he's kind of been a really solid tight end for you guys.
Yeah. All right, he has a question for me. Well, I've been a Seahawks fan for pretty much all my life. I was born in Wisconsin, but I moved to Washington during my first year being alive, so I never got to hang around Wisconsin long enough I only got into Seattle sports because of where I grew up. I live an hour south of Seattle in the small town of Puyallup, Washington, and how many Seahawks jerseys do I have? I did have a Sean Alexander, but now I pretty much started having custom jerseys made for me, one of which was given to me by head coach Pete Carroll back in 2017. He had the jersey made for me, but I've also had my buddy Marlon do a couple of customized old school jerseys for me too. So yeah.
It's good that you got some old school stuff, but I don't know if I've ever told you my story of what got me into being a fandom of the Niners. It's like, so you said you were born in Packers territory. I was born in Cowboys territory.
That's right. You were born in Texas. You told me that before.
Yeah, and I don't know, just growing up in San Jose, that's all we saw was Niners and Raiders out there. So it was kind of like, my parents could have did the other way around and pushed me into the Cowboys, but they let me be myself. So they didn't really have to let it get to me like that. But I got like so many damn collections of the Niners stuff. So it's like even the autographs and all the signings right here, dude. I even get the guys on my shows that do those little autographs free.
Oh, yeah. And then to answer the guy for like one of my all-time favorite players, I'll tell you what, I talk to him quite a bit whenever I see him by the tunnel. He does the fifth quarter on King 5 after Seahawks games. Walter Jones.
Walter Jones, okay.
Walter Jones is one of the greatest. He defined the term of the protection of the quarterback's blind side. If you've ever seen the movie The Blind Side, he's mentioned in that movie in the beginning.
Well, he's always one of them guys that when you have a building block around your offense line, he's one of them guys you want to build your line around. So I would say Walter Jones for sure, man. The man, if he would have had a ring, man, but that dude is one of the best, if not the best, in your guys' franchise. That dude was setting the standard for you guys. I think he was like your Trent Williams before.
Oh, yeah.
This man was your Trent Williams, but he was a dominant monster.
Him and Hutch on that offensive line during that
Super Bowl Hutchinson, the guard, yeah, before he went to Minnesota, yeah. Ooh, Estridge. I forgot about that guy. That was another.
Eskridge hasn't really been panning out much. Apparently, I wish we would have taken Creed Humphrey instead of taking him, to be honest with you.
Oh, Creed Humphrey, the center. That's what I wanted to. Oklahoma center, and we couldn't even get him. And I think for your defensive line, as long as you guys expose Jake Brendel, you guys should have a good chance because Jake Brendel's garbage. And remember, I got him to block me on freaking Twitter a lot. I want him cut. Burford's not going to play, but that's what he told me. I don't know. I guess sometimes I do rub people the wrong way a little bit. I criticize them for their blocking sometimes.
Charbonnet he's really shown it. He's shown physicalness. He's not afraid of contact, and he knows how to make good cuts when he gets an open hole, too, to get a big chunk of yardage. Yeah, so I'm anxious to see what Charbonnet can do as a starter this Thursday, too. Granted, it's against you guys. It'll be a tougher challenge for him going up against the stopping machine that you guys got up in your front seven, which now have, like I said, Chase Young, Bosa, Hargrave, Armstead, and many other monsters you got up there.
Yeah, many monsters out there. So it's going to be like a difficult matchup. I mean, so which matchup are you really excited about?
I kind of want to see the receivers against the secondary. I mean, sucks to lose a monster for you guys to lose a monster like Hufanga for the year. That's a pretty big blow too, because that guy is a beast. He's he reminds me a little bit of Earl Thomas in his prime when he's out there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was I thought he had more of a skill set of maybe like somebody like he was in good position too, but not the fastest.
Yeah,
but I think like you said, the trenches will matter. So I want to see how we match up on your guys' line. So we'll see about that.
And if you know me, I've always been the biggest preacher of the trenches. And I get it from my dad. My dad always taught me in football, it all starts up front.
Up front of the trenches and all that stuff. Before we get to those ones right here, we'll answer this question and then we'll go by the X factors and then you go by your score prediction. I know you got some stuff to do a little later, but
yeah.
Okay.
I don't really want to make a prediction. I already picked you guys against us in my game picks are realistic. So
okay, I guess we can do that. Damn.
I would say the biggest strength going into with this season so far has been the secondary play. Witherspoon adding another dimension to the secondary, and biggest weakness has been the line and the quarterback play. Those have been our biggest weaknesses, has been our lines and some of the quarterback play with like the injuries we've had early to Abe Lucas and just having to start an old man. Jason Peters, he's out playing Stone Forsythe. I have a feeling Forsythe might get cut after this year, but to have the 40-year-old future Hall of Famer, more known for Philadelphia, be a starter saying a lot when a young guy can't even freaking make an impact. But definitely the makeshift offensive lines that we had to make, bringing up tight ends, has been a weakness. And then quarterback play with Geno holding on the ball too long, taking unnecessary sacks, and then throwing costly interceptions. And then, hey, Drew Lock ain't fared out any better. But in all honesty, after seeing what Drew Lock throwing up that easy interception, at least now the fans can finally be quiet about Drew Lock being a starter because Geno gave us a better chance to win. And they know why Drew Lock ain't a starter for that very reason.
Yeah. Whoa, I forgot. I actually interviewed this kid. Like, he was actually undrafted to you guys. I don't know if you guys still had him on your roster. He was from Arizona that you guys got undrafted, a safety and hybrid player.
I don't think he's on the – I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to some of those other guys.
I think he signed to another team, if I'm mistaken. Yeah. I think he went to the Packers.
Christian Young.
Yeah, I think he went to the Packers.
Let's see. Yep, he's on the Green Bay Packers. I just
checked him out. But, yeah, he's a good kid, too. I thought he would have been pretty nice. But since we're talking matchups, all that stuff, we'll find out how that plays out. But, dude, since you're saying you're keeping it a buck and you already have the Seahawks losing this game, dude. But let's do an optimistic talk, bro. So what's the 3 chances? What's the 3 keys for Seattle to pull this upset, man? Come on. You got to have some spirits a little bit.
Play mistake-free football and not turn the ball over. That's one. Get pressure on Brock Purdy, sack him, force some turnovers, and cash it in the red zone. Got to score 6s instead of getting held to field goals.
All right.
Got to score touchdowns. You got to score touchdowns if you want to beat
touchdowns, but you got to see. But there's a little hope right there. You can't it's any given week. But
Any
yeah,
given
like
Sunday.
it's okay to be realistic. I know some of them call you out for being realistic, but it's okay to be that.
Sometimes you gotta tell the truth, I mean, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna not support. I mean, obviously I'm gonna support the team and hope for a win, but
knock on wood, we'll see.
Yeah, that's why I always do. I always knock on the wood and just hope for the best.
Yeah, dude, we'll just see how it plays out. Oh, so Cross will line up against, I'm guessing Bosa or maybe Young.
Maybe Bosa or maybe Young. I mean, you guys got a lot of dogs on there, like us, Bosa, Hargrave, Young, and then of course, freaking Armstead. You guys got the full package on there. Oh yeah, and exactly. We don't gotta have penalty. We gotta stop with penalties too.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
so the way for us to win this game is just run the ball physically, run it right down your guys' throats.
You got McCaffrey. Obviously, McCaffrey's gonna run. I feel like McCaffrey may run all over us again, like the last couple times.
Then give Purdy a little time in the pocket, and then what we could do against your guys' offense is mostly pressuring Geno all day.
Yeah,
turnovers, but I think that's the most important key for us. But like you said, you guys got to be undisciplined to play good. So
yeah, and then Purdy had that perfect passer rating with his first 10 passes last week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from what so that's another concern is Purdy still continuing as. I mean, granted, he had the little slump when you guys had the injuries. I mean, granted, good quarterbacks need to also find a way to play when they're missing certain stars. So. I mean, later on, if Purdy ever got in that situation again, it's like I feel like he can get a little better with that. I feel like he was really hurting when Debo was out for that time during that 3 game
and then with Trent
stretch.
out also kind of didn't help. But
my supervisor at work's a 49er fan, so he was talking about that too. My supervisor at work, Thomas, was talking about Trent Williams too.
Yeah. Oh, so you work with a supervisor who's a Niners fan? Interesting. I work with I used to work with a Bengals fan, but it was a while back. But he was a cool dude. He just held that grudge on that old Super Bowl.
Yeah, my buddy, Dallas, his supervisor, one of his supervisors is a Buffalo Bills fan.
Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, Dallas is a cool dude.
So I just got a message from Anish. He said Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll told reporters that quarterback Geno Smith is expected to play versus the 49ers and Kenneth Walker is not. Seahawks are listing Geno Smith as questionable and Kenneth Walker as doubtful for Thursday night's game versus the Niners. This is an Adam Schefter tweet from my buddy Anish Kumar, who I hang out with he's a season ticket holder for the Seahawks, who comes all the way down from Vancouver, Canada, who I've hung out with the last time I was up there.
Oh, that's cool, dude. At least you go down there. I've never been down Vancouver.
Well,
so I don't know what it's
remember, it's not down, it's up because it's Canada.
It's up there, yeah. Up in Canada, yeah. I got to go down. I mean, down there, I mean.
Cashing on those Cuban cigars up there, though.
Oh, the Cuban cigar. Okay, bro. Hey, didn't you get some of them cigars from the Violator?
I got one. Yeah, I ended up smoking one of them, the V57. I did smoke one, and then I got, like I said, when last time I went to Canada, I bought 4 Cuban cigars, one of which I smoked up there, and the other 3 I smoked when I went to New York City.
Oh man, you do that all the
time. I saw Lawrence Taylor before that Seahawks Giants game walking in. He had a cigar. So I was like, I was like, holy crap, Lawrence Taylor has a cigar. I was like, so I went over to him. I'm like, hey Lawrence, what kind of cigar are you smoking there? He's like, I got a Perdomo. So I had a cool moment with Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor before the Seahawks Giants game. Did you even take a picture with him? I wish I would have gotten to, but he was going back in for something. I was going to show him the Cuban cigar that I had that I was going to smoke after that game, regardless if we had won or lost.
You could have had a quick video with him, bro. That would have been legendary.
Yeah, I mean, Lawrence Taylor, the guy, one of the most feared defensive players of all time, and I think the only defensive player, to win a league MVP.
Actually.
And he won a league MVP that year too, right?
Yeah, but he was the most dominant defender during his time, where it changed the way how you had to scheme against him too.
Parcells and Belichick had a good system for him back when Belichick was Parcells' defensive coordinator.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens, but like I don't know, like you said, but I think with Geno playing, that gives you guys a close game a little bit. So, but if you guys were to play Drew Lock, I don't know, man.
Nah, Drew Lock wouldn't even last against you guys. That's just the honest to God truth. That's the honest to God truth.
Like I thought he would have at least revived his career, but nope, it was Geno that turned out to be.
The only reason Drew Lock had that good drive that he had in New York was because he was playing the Giants. Let's be real.
The Giants were that bad, yep.
Yeah, they were that bad. He hit that play to Noah Fant, which Noah Fant was a yard short, which gave the easy touchdown to Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, and now that Kenneth Walker's ruled out, now you have to see what you got with Charbonnet and you got DJ Dallas. Then you got Kenny McIntosh making his debut, from what Eddie told me.
Yeah, and what Anish told me too. I would like to see a little bit of McIntosh, but I want to see Charbonnet score a touchdown. He hasn't scored a touchdown yet. And I remember one game, for the watch game, I was like, "Hey Pete, can we get Zach Charbonnet a touchdown soon?" Only two rookies have scored touchdowns for us so far this year. Jake Bobo has a few of them, and then of course Witherspoon on the pick six in New York.
Dude, and it just happened to be the undrafted guy, Bobo.
Yeah.
he just has the.
And Jackson Smith and Jigba. Three rookies.
He had to have one at least because he was getting some targets as a number 3 receiver.
Yeah, let's see. JSN had a good game against the Rams last week. He had some pretty good catches too. I'd really like to see us get more Jackson Smith and Jigba going in the slot too.
So he's another guy. You even forgot to throw his name out there.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. I'm not trying to slip like that. But
it's all right, man.
I've been really hyped on Jackson Smith and Jigba too this year. He makes his plays when he can. I'd like to see JSN get some more involvement, like he did in the Arizona game when we didn't have DK Metcalf that game too, and he scored his first touchdown.
You gotta have him out there more, but now they got this other kid coming out of Ohio State, Marvin Harrison Jr. Man, I'm intrigued by this guy.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. A lot of people are talking about him, especially I know
Jerry Rice's son, Brendan Rice, can be a sleeper too.
Yeah, and then the question is though, I feel like if he gets drafted, will he go number 1 possibly to the Chicago Bears? Or you think the Bears maybe might take the shot in the dark on the USC kid Caleb Williams?
I don't think they'll even have no intentions for a quarterback. Yeah. I think they're trying to stick with freaking Justin Fields, but I think this will tell us a different opinion. If they do draft a quarterback, that means Fields is done. But
I like to see Oluwatimi get more plays at center too. I know we've been playing Evan Brown a lot there, so Oluwatimi, he didn't give up a single sack in college though. I was hyped about that when we drafted him, but different game. College, different game from the NFL. But I like to see Oluwatimi get some more play at the center position because I'm hyped about him.
Oh yeah, on the defense. Yeah, that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying about your player. I think he's referring to you guys as Seahawks,
Defensive Rookie of the Year. I would like to see it, but then again, you can't also forget that guy in Philadelphia who I originally wanted to.
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter's another.
But he's kind of facing some charges now.
Really?
I don't know if it's true or something, but I've been hearing it. Yeah, he got in trouble.
He did get in trouble. I feel like he's been playing really good for Philly, though.
Lights out football, too, yeah. So I think either him or Witherspoon would probably be a good case. I don't know about the other players. I mean, is there anybody else? I can't think of one.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else either, too. But I really like to see Witherspoon continue his tear because he's really been killing it. Wolin's in his second year, though. Wolin had an interception last game, too. I'd like to see Wolin continue his stride. I've been really hyped with the way he's been playing, and I personally let him know that, too, especially when he shut down DeAndre Hopkins last year when I went to Arizona last year, which I'll be going for Week 18 again, too.
Oh, you're going down to Arizona again?
Yeah, I'm going with my dad again.
Oh, that's cool, bro. So you're gonna take it. So you're gonna take the airport, or you're gonna drive all the way down over here?
Who would it be? For IR, probably Uchenna Nwosu.
Yeah, he was a difference maker for you guys' pass rush. But so you're coming all the way down to Arizona? Okay, cool.
Yeah, my dad and I got it. We made a special Christmas gift again because we're actually going to be flying down on a first class flight.
Oh, so you're flying down there? Okay, I get it.
Yeah, and first class too.
Yeah, whenever you come down Levi's or something, man, let me know. Maybe I'll try to book myself in for that day.
My dad's always my dad's been to San Francisco quite a bit. I've never been to I've been through the airport a couple of times. One time, obviously, when I was in junior high when going to Vegas one year during my 8th grade year, and then the last time I went through that airport was on my way back from Mexico back in 2009. We went through the airport of San Francisco.
Yeah. I guess I can see why you go with Uchenna Nwosu. But since Grandizer put the magic wand, I guess there's only one player in general. I would say Hufanga. Hufanga's an obvious choice, but I think we'll be okay with Jair Brown.
And as long as you got, like I mentioned, as long as you got the pass rush, you guys are fine because you're dominating the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but our secondaries are a little suspect a little bit. So,
yeah.
But it holds up a little bit. But question, Squirb. I think Samdogg already said it clearly before, but I don't know. Maybe we'll just put in one score prediction, and then we'll end it on a high note. If things go as well, but I think since Gino's going to play, it might change my opinion a little bit on the score because I think you guys play a little decent with Geno. So
yeah,
if it goes as planned, I'm gonna say. I don't want to sound too cocky, but I'm gonna just go by realistic how I look at the score. Like I think if I had to be honest, it'd probably be like a 28 to maybe 17 or 21, one of those games. Because I think you guys play hard either way, so it's kind of like one of those games.
We'll see. I mean, but like I said, my team, I'd give it at least another good draft and good free agency to try to get caught up to you guys, because right now you guys are still the top dog in the NFC West, regardless of the 3-game losing streak you guys had for sure. That's my thought for sure too. I had a feeling you guys would still be the best in the division, because I know my team's flaws. We got a lot of flaws that we got to work on, and part of that has got to be building through the draft too.
Yeah, for sure, man. Hey, but may the best team win, bro. So
oh yeah.
Best of luck, even though I want my team to win, but we got to wish the best for everybody else, and hopefully you have a great Thanksgiving, and maybe this upcoming week or the following other week we can do it again.
Yeah.
But tell everybody where they can find your social media platform, man, and then we can end it on a high note.
Yeah, Samdogg The Infamous 253. Find me on YouTube. Just type in Samdogg The Infamous 253 space. Don't forget the second G. Also chilling on Instagram too. I don't really like to give out really much of my social media too, but come hit me up. I also do car content during the off season. I go check out a bunch of Ferraris and Lamborghinis when I feel like pulling out my camera at Exotics at Redmond Town Center. I see some pretty cool cars come through. Trust me on that.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And thank you guys for tuning in. And me and Samdogg are out.
And happy Thanksgiving.